Vikram Talwar, President I Chandigarh. We are delighted to welcome you all to this very in-demand and on-request session on blockchain. This discussion titled B2B Marketing and Emerging Tech, Blockchain and Metaverse this is being handled by our own experts and charter members of TIE Chandigarh, Mr. Navdeep Singh Gill, founder and CEO Zenon Stack, and Mr. Vikram Raj Singh, founder and CEO Antia Solution. Is being moderated by a very enterprising charter member, Mr. Advait Upadhyay, Managing Director at Talent LGR Technologies Private Limited. So Mr. Advait Upadhyay carries a 15 years of corporate experience with 8 years of entrepreneurship, and he has made the startup companies grow up to a new level and has acted as a think tank member in various CMM level organizations. Under Advait's guidance, Talent LGR, which started out as a team of 3, is now a 70-plus team with sales office presence in USA and UK, and has mastered in developing business automation software for various industries such as healthcare, e-commerce, e-learning, logistics, material management, clinical research, fintech, etc., in more than 25 countries. So now I would request the very successful Mr. Advait Upadhyay to please take it forward from here.
Thank you, Anjum. Thank you very much for the introduction. And good evening, everyone. And good morning to a couple of friends who are joining this session from the United States. So a very warm welcome to all of you in today's session, where we are going to talk about B2B marketing and the emerging technologies, blockchain and metaverse. So for everyone's ease, we are going to cover this session into 4 small parts. In the first part, we are going to talk about what is B2B marketing, how it is done, and what is the future of B2B marketing. Then in the second part, we'll discuss about what are the emerging technologies and their impact on the B2B sector in the businesses. Moving on into the third section, we'll discuss more about what is there for the IT companies in hardware segment as well as in the software segment to adopt these technologies and to revolutionize the world. And in the final section, we'll invite our audience to connect directly with our speakers, where they may ask their questions directly to the speakers. And I would request the audience to keep on sending in their questions in the chat box, and the same will be taken on by our honorable speakers towards the end of the session. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, with this session. But before we enter into the questioning round, I would quickly like to introduce both of our honorable speakers in today's session. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands to welcome our first speaker, Mr. Navdeep Singh Gill. Mr. Navdeep Singh Gill is the founder and the CEO of Zenon Stack. Zenon Stack is one of the best big data and cloud consulting companies in the region, operating since 2012. And they have a solid team of around 150 people. Also, they are an associated member of NASSCOM, TEDx, and Software Technology Park of India. Some of the core solutions delivered by them include cloud transformation, legacy modernization, business process automation, and analytics software. And ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands to welcome our second speaker for the day, Mr. Vikram Raj Singh. Mr. Vikram is the founder and the CEO of Antia Solutions. Solutions is a leading blockchain company in the world with a team of 400 focusing on decentralized finance, NFTs, blockchain gaming, and metaverse. Plus, they have been a TIE member for the last 8 years. So here it was a brief introduction about the honorable speakers who are going to share their views on today's topic with the audience. So let's get started with the questioning, and I would like to invite Mr. Navdeep Singh Gill to take on the first question in the list. So, Mr. Navdeep, are we ready?
Yeah. Thank you, Advait. Thank you, Ty.
Okay, Navdeep, we are entering into the first section of this session, like what is B2B marketing and how it is done currently, and what is the future of B2B marketing. So I would request you to brief the audience on how will you define B2B marketing and how will it impact the future of sales function in businesses?
Thank you, Advait. I just take 1 minute how I started into B2B marketing. So I'm a technology guy. So we majorly work on tech products. In 2012 and 13, my product DevOps platform not able to kick off. To fund my startup, I started writing blogs for one Israel company, Logs.io. So they give me a technical aspect, and Navdeep, you build up this and write a blog. And they give me handsome money on that part. Oh. And then there are 6 people in developing one blog. And then I asked their product lead, what is the value of that blog? Why you guys are writing the blog? There are multiple other people are also on the same. No. How our customer will learn what we do. How our customer is able to understand why we are different. They will not reach us. They will just search on Google. And that time there is no pandemic and another aspect. It's in 2014. Right. And I written around 10 to 12 blogs, and they got around 70 million funding in the end of the 2014.
That's huge.
And then I got kicked for. Then I understood why my startup failed. Why I'm not able to show the world what I'm building. And because the place is not, because they are from Israel, they got a funding from Silicon Valley, and all the founders are from Israel. So situation is similar. So then I kicked into B2B marketing. I understood the meaning of what is the importance of content if you building some software or a solution. And then the journey I started on that part, and my belief process started. So when we people say what is B2B marketing, B2B marketing is, it generally address the needs, interest, and challenges of B2B buyer group. So we have to understand in the B2B, there is a buying group. There is not a single individual who is buying the product. There are, as per now, Gartner, there are 9 to 11 people involved in B2B to buy anything. Now that 9 to 11 people have a different agendas. Somebody is focusing on ROI, somebody is focusing on efficiency, somebody is focusing on expertise, somebody is focusing on financial, somebody is focusing on credibility, somebody want to learn what you are presenting, so they want to learn. Now, how your content is addressing all these buying group is important. And as per when everybody is making a landing page, everybody says we have a landing page, we make a very good website. But the problem is they're not able to understand what's happening in the mind of the buying group when they are filling your form. They are also trying to list their pain points properly. They not figure out their pain points properly. In the meantime, when they are reaching you, they are listing down their pain points and possible alternatives. They are exploring solutions, yours and other competitors. And they are also defining their requirements in the same process. And they are reading reviews and customer feedback of different products and the solutions around them. And they are trying to find as much content on Google, which is near to their needs, interests, or challenges. That's happening when they are filling the demo of your product page or your landing page contact form. And on an average, when a user filled your form, he already consumed 3 to 5 page, different type of content.
Okay.
So now here your B2B marketing plays an important role towards your sale. If your B2B marketing people have created content to address these all things, then your sales will be little easy. And you already build the credibility in the mind of the buying group.
And I think it is also important to channelize the content on various platforms so that it gets visible to your target audience.
Yeah. So when we tailor channelizing, so the buying group is going to do the simple search. Maybe they will be going to see the videos. They will be going to have a webinar. They maybe somebody has sent an email. They coined a new term in that email. Okay, to make it a fascinating, somebody opening email, they coined a new term in the email, and that term the user will be going to search. And if your content is available, then you will have a credibility on that part. So that's where when the B2B marketing plays an important role in your sales, and it helps to engage your decision makers also. So who is engaging your content?
Right, absolutely. So another connecting question I would like to ask you in relation to the first question is like, we'd also like to understand what strategies the businesses can adopt to enter into B2B marketing.
So when we say the strategies are now into 2022, why B2B marketing is important? It's important earlier also, but now the value of B2B marketing is grown because the B2B procurement companies are now searching vendors on Google. Earlier, this is not happening. I got my maximum. I got a lead from Fortune 500 company from Google. Their procurement team search and okay, we need this type of solution. Can your company provide? Then they start the vendor shortlisting process. Now that's why how your content strategy when you are defining your content or B2B strategy, you as a CEO or any thought leader, you must have a people who are strong on that technology. You should be strong on a content on either LinkedIn or either on a you can say Forbes article. There's a Forbes technology forum, and then you are participating in Gartner's reviews or Mktg reviews.
Okay,
that's more because that builds your credibility. That's the foremost thing you have to do. And second part, when you are entering into B2B, you must adopt the partner program approach. So if you are building AWS solution or building Azure solution or any solution, so your B2B marketing should be a partner approach. You should adopt a partner network, and then you can leverage their credibility to enter into the B2B space.
Right. So it is very important to go for a partner network in order to improvise your credibility or in order to get a faster credibility in the market.
Yeah.
Right.
To enter into enterprise, I just say you're signing a simple form on your product. It needs 12 different security checklists. And as a startup or you are a SMB organization, you don't even have a security guy who have a checklist there. Right. So it's easy to, through a partner network, you entered and then leverage their credibility and security guidelines.
So Navdeep, I think we should also educate the audience on, what types of marketing and content strategies can a startup and established businesses use to accelerate their business growth?
So the easiest way, what I learned very hard way, that we have to understand the customer needs. We have to write, like, okay, if any topic, like I was discussing with somebody that is a SEO company, and they are saying that we are ranking on a keyword SEO services.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked them, is a hoteler or a B2B guy or a construction guy or some construction company or energy sector company knows SEO word?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't know the technical word of SEO. They maybe know digital marketing. So they're not going to search on that particular term, which as a technical people we know. And that is the foremost thing. When you are designing your content strategy, you must have a solid keyword research and how you define your customer needs.
Okay.
And on top of, then you must have the use case around that problem. You must have a white paper, futuristic thing that this way you can improve your business processes, or this way you can have, so that the customer able to understand, okay, they are thought leaders. Because when the problem today is that for SMB sector is that the bigger companies like AWS, Azure,
Mm-hmm.
they are blasting with content.
Right.
So they are blasting with the content with a very new approach. If our approach, they are SMB, the target audience of SMB, maybe SME or enterprise, they will not go directly to AWS or a McKinsey or Infosys. We have to understand, Infosys will not work if the budget is below $1 million. Infosys will not go to. So, but the customer who has $5 lakh or less than $1 million budget, he wants the services like them, Infosys, or that okay, the people should, my client should have also similar approach whom I'm interacting. They don't want, okay, I'm working in a simple organization. They should also feel proud when they are giving product services or a project to you or taking your product from you. Okay, they people are thought leader in their area, in their domain. They know how the things works in this domain. And that's way.
What you have mentioned is like businesses should focus on conducting some account-based marketing, where they first analyze who is their potential customer, and then they step into one-on-one conversation with them, and they put their focus on like what their prime objectives are and what purpose the businesses can solve for those potential customers. Is that what you are trying to say? Like through
no, actually, the terms which are today are B2B marketing is called account-based marketing. Most of the people does not know which is their account,
Right.
How they define the account, and they just writing the content. Because I'm from this 10th year, and I'm doing B2B marketing for mine, and most of it in our region companies, they just copied the keyword, even keyword, they copied that, okay, Advait companies ranking on some shoes or shoes making machine. The next day, my marketing guy will start writing the content on same keyword. And my positioning is not that as an organization, my positioning is totally different. So starting when the people B2B marketing, they just first define their focus domain, whether they have a focus domain on retail, they are giving solutions in retail, or they are giving solutions in ERP, or they are into CRM, or they are into some domain. Before moving to account-based marketing, your organization alignment towards one or two focus domains should be there. So that when you are doing account-based marketing, you know, I'm entering into manufacturing sector. And manufacturing sector, when you call your client in an account, you will be serving not only on software, you are serving on maybe in content updating, maybe you are serving in marketing, maybe you serving in customer support, maybe you supporting in maintenance activities. Then you say it's your account. You are in one department. Most of the companies today figuring out account-based marketing very valuable, because they have a good client. Like Sony, they have a client, but they are working in a Sony from last 15 years. They never target other departments in the Sony because they think they don't need it. So when you are looking to go to account-based marketing, you have to increase your breadth of your serving. Like you should serve, I can say, whole marketing department. You understand the MarTech, you understand the tech stack. So most of the companies say that I worked in MERN or other things. That MERN is also required in MarTech. So either you choose, you will be into MarTech, or you in the technology tech, or you are into a financials in that organization, so that you can capture a lot of revenue from that point. So according to that, I say that the companies should define. They not say that most of the Chandigarh companies, whenever I met people, last time I met somebody in Dubai, they said, "What's your stack?" I was shocked. What's my stack? So stack is, nobody will ask. The business will not know whether you are implementing in PHP, whether you are implementing in Golang, whether nobody cares about it. It's no value. So if you are solving a problem and addressing your solution is addressing the thing, the customer not willing to understand what tech is. And that's what I have a learning that, okay, you must be a tech company, but you are a tech in MarTech, or a tech or a financial, or you are into a content provider into that organization.
Right, absolutely. You're right, Navdeep. So I think thank you very much for sharing your valuable thoughts on what B2B marketing is, and like what is its future in the businesses in the coming years. So ladies and gentlemen, let's enter into the second session of the second section, where we are going to talk about the emerging technologies and their role into the businesses. So I would like to invite Mr. Vikram to take on the next question. Mr. Vikram, would you please define what Metaverse and what blockchain is in a layman language, so that the audience can easily connect to these technologies?
Yeah, Advait, first of all, thanks to you, to Anjum, to maybe the Thai president as well for having me here. So very nice meeting you, all of you, virtually. and maybe next time we meet on Metaverse. So in a very, I will keep it very short and sweet. So blockchain is, I would say, nothing but just a DLT, a distributed ledger technology, right? In a and at the core of a blockchain is the the decentralization, right? So where for anyone to enter any data which gets entered into blockchain, so that is based on the the consensus algorithm. So that's what the the blockchain is. So in other words, you can say like a very secure, a decentralized database wherein thousands of nodes can interact dynamically in a common dynamically updated network. So that's what blockchain is. And we have in principle we have two types, like public blockchain and private blockchain, and but we do have like consortium blockchain as well and hybrid blockchain as well. So when we say public, we kind of refer to the permissionless like non-restrictive blockchains. For example, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all this, public blockchains. On the private side, we refer to the hyperledger, right, which are more restrictive, controlled by one organization, right. So hyperledger, Fabric, so these kind of, these are the example of private one. Then you have consortium one as well. So where you have like R3 Coda is like, when you have multiple parties controlling that blockchain. And then the hybrid one, of course, having both the things of like public and private. So that's what blockchain is. I hope that will make sense to all of the team members like over here, people present. And as far as the metaverse is concerned, I would say, so very short and sweet, I would say it's just an immersive experience, right? For example, when you talk about it from Facebook's perspective, so so what they're talking about, like so when you can, while you are socializing, when you can have a real time experience but in a virtual environment, so that's what is like metaverse. Like for example, if we are into this conference and or like if we can have like see have a look and feel, see the gestures, like, and the emotions of the participants. So that what a metaverse kind of like talk about, like, so when you talk about from the socialization perspective, and so
Vikram, another interrelated question is like, we would like you to share your thoughts on the importance of blockchain within the context of metaverse.
Yeah. So yeah, very good question, I would say. See, all the social systems and all these gaming platforms, they are currently pretty much centralized actually. So they've been controlled by one entity, right? So which provide very much limited, I would say, rights to the users. So they're very limited things which you can do as a users, by using playing any game or playing any using any social network, right? So this is where the blockchain comes into play, I would say. So blockchain can be the UDID of the the metaverse, right? So the digital identification, right? Authentication. And at the same time, blockchain kind of can provide you can say the asset, right? Say the currency, the digital currency within a metaverse platform. So when you talk about it, maybe from the context of a gaming platform, so when you can enter into a game by kind of like spending on the assets, so which you can take wherein you can take the assets into the games and then do multiple things, maybe like create more assets in the form of the NFTs, and when you leave the game, you can bring those assets back and trade them onto a secondary market, that's where the real value happens, right? So, and all these things are possible only through the blockchain as well. So 3 things, like I would say, digital identity. The blockchain provides digital identity as well. So then the currency within the Metaverse platform, and the last but not least of the immutable game assets, I would say. So wherein, like, whatever you leave while exiting the game, and once you re-enter a game, so you can find those things, and at the same place. So, and then you have, like, the smart contract technology, like, wherein it is there are so many possibilities, like which like so many things you can achieve through smart contracts to regulate the economic, legal, and even the social relationship between the the metaverse users. And this is what you can achieve using smart contracts. So again, like, summing up, like, the identification, the immutable game assets, so, and the currency of the metaverse, and the smart contract. So I would say, like, these are the very things, like, for which the blockchain is known for, and that's why it's a kind of like going to play a very, very important role in the evolution of metaverse, and all the application based on the metaverse, I would say.
Nice. Thank you, Vikram. Thank you for sharing your inputs. So Vikram, according to you, what industries will be the early adopters of metaverse?
So we're gonna, like, see gaming and social platform as the early adopter, as the what we gonna getting the signals out, like in the news as well. Samsung were in news, like they open their kind of like digital shop in metaverse as well. And then the gaming industries, companies like Unity, all these guys are kind of like exporting various games. So Axie Infinity is the one of the pioneer, actually, they who are responsible for kind of making it very popular, like where play to earn, like it's not possible within one platform only, wherein wherein you get more freedom to do multiple things, and whatever you earn from the game, you can take it again, bring it back from the game, and trade it on a secondary marketplace once again. So gaming is one, social networks are the second, and then although there is no I would say, like there's no I would say limitation to the kind of like what industry will see. So but gaming, I would say, then these social networks, the e-commerce part, right? Apart from this, art, collectibles, sports, music, multiple industry will get into these things, but gaming one, because a recent study showed that almost 3.1 billion people play games in this world, which is the 40% of the world's population, right? And 75% of the the population has one player at home. So I hope, like, all these people, all of us, like, have one player in our home in the form of our kids, right? So it has, like, bypassed the art and music and audio, video, all these kind of industries. So gaming is the going to be front runner, followed by the social networks, I would say.
So all right, yeah, thank you, Vikram, for sharing your inputs. So Navdeep, do you think that I mean, how are these technologies going to play the role of a catalyst in the growth of B2B sector?
So, like, I just give you one hint around the cloud. So a lot of people are listening cloud from long time. Right. So still 7% workload in the world in IT moved to cloud. Only 7%. 93% still on data center on a traditional. So the game is 10 to 15 years. And same way, when these new technologies are coming, they are coming in a stack. So that's why our company calls it on stack. So the impact on an enterprise, you can't bring one thing and say that, okay, it will change the thing. So if in an enterprise, the stacks are so old, I think you build some good product or you have to do just simple integration to their application. It's also 6 months to 9 months process. It's not easy.
Absolutely.
So the adaptation, that why I'm stressing enterprise market is something different. It's not a startup today I'm reading GM again started their old car selling from platform. So they will start quickly. If you have just one feature, somebody will start, bigger people will start. So like Metaverse is a stack. Metaverse is a stack. It needs some 5 to 6 layers to get the problem solved. On a blockchain side, blockchain is all about distributed computing and a distributed data. So they are solving one layer, okay, distributing computing and distributing data. So you decentralize the things. But when it comes to Metaverse is a full stack. You start from 5G infrastructure toward moving to the extended reality. So that's why the term coming is enterprise metaverse. So you need a digital twin, you need extended reality, you need a new type of interfaces on the hardware side. The biggest problem on AR and VR today is the privacy. Because when you put VR goggles on your eyes, the companies can get everything what you are thinking in your mind. Because you also hear that if somebody sees your eyes, it will know what is the human going to do. So still the rules are not allowing that the VR glasses become public. They should become public and everybody should start adopting it because of the privacy. There is a EU guidelines is coming, and next month Montreal team is working hard on that VR or AI privacy. So these technologies, when you guys are moving to these technologies or you want to adopt, the first thing I learned from somebody is that build something in old tech and then migrate. When whatever the new blah is coming, then you migrate into that blah.
Right. That's a nice strategy.
First build whatever I recommend all the people, whatever your team who bloody working in PHP, working in blah, you build something, you decentralize. You don't need any bigger stuff. You build in PHP and then say, okay, this will solving this problem. And somebody will say that these Rust or WebAssembly will solve this. Then you migrate to WebAssembly or Rust. And then you say it's a next generation solution. So whatever the IT companies today building whatever the thing or they want to go into new tech, I'm only recommend. I wasted a lot of time in tech. I learned the hard way that okay, new tech is good, but through good people. My source is Twitter. I learned everything from Twitter. So somebody is guided, somebody's written a good tweet that while adopting new tech, build tech, same solution in old tech, solve the business problem, go to enterprise, go to the people, okay, this is solving this. And then if it works, then you adopt a new tech. Because it's a journey of 10 to 15 years. Absolutely. I started cloud, big data and AI. And my more focus is on cloud and big data. I'm not more major focusing on AI stuff. I started focusing on AI from last 3-4 years. Earlier, everybody hiring data scientists as a civil. Okay. And now 99% of the AI projects failed. 99% of AI failed. And I worked with the companies which have 10,000 machine learning models. Bloody no one is giving any sense. And the cost of AWS is enjoying. They enjoying because they are, and bloody hell, somebody, developer comes, enter the command, he does not know whether the data is transferring on private network or a public. Oh, sir, these are $10,000 bills. AWS is charging a lot of money because they don't know how the data transfer is happening actually in the application. So that's why when you people are moving to new tech or you are adopting new technologies, it will take 10 to 15 years to really come into the market. And in the meantime, the business use case will identify. You guys must invest 20% of your team. I said, whenever new tech comes, hire an intern, give them new tech, build something in 6 months. If they're able to do something or not, you're not lost. Do not give new tech to your experienced guy. You're just spoiling the culture of your organization. And where you are getting a money, you will not get a money from there, and you will be again focusing on building a team from a scratch.
Right.
Because new tech in the resume, everybody is right, whatever the words are. But again, I'm going to say that when you are moving to Metaverse, the hardware part, still till date, Apple is the main player. And they told, Tim Cook last week tweeted that I have nothing to do with Metaverse, what Facebook is going to do. Now, just imagine if tomorrow Apple has introduced something contradict to what Facebook Metaverse is saying, and then how the things will. Because social Metaverse will not going to work because of the retina, or if the VR or AR glasses are coming. It will be going to play, like, because I'm working on digital twin. So the predictive analytics, predictive maintenance of machines, of hardware, it is going to solve in a good way with Metaverse, or when you are mixing Metaverse with AR, extended reality and digital twin, and then you can get a very good use case. Then you will be get immersive experience, like Vikram told, in videos. It will really help in education. It will really help in a near term. But
right,
and other cases, I think in shopping, I think you can have maybe coming, because anybody who visited Amazon Go. Without a person shopping store, the cost of that cameras and machine learning algorithm is so high that this is not going to, or that you need a different type of computing. And till date, the people are talking about the quantum will come, then we will be able to solve. So Metaverse or either blockchain, it's a very good. They are solving very good use cases. You target that use cases, but do not learn that things in a new way, so that your present focus will be there. You build POCs, simple POCs. You write content. I tell people if they want to do something, I learned. So here the B2B marketing comes. If you want to build something on Metaverse and you don't know what will be the solution, the best thing is start writing. When you start writing, somebody from out in any part of the world will come to you and say, can you do this for me?
Right. Right.
So then you can collect the information from different parts, and then you can make a solution.
Sure. But thank you, Navdeep. Thank you for sharing your valuable inputs. Vikram, would you like to add something to what Navdeep has explained over this question? The role of a catalyst played by blockchain and Metaverse in business segments?
Yeah, so I would like to add something over here, like, I mean, like from my own, kind of thing. I will deviate like from the topic a little bit, that, how you can kind of identify, like, what kind of applications or may require these kind of things. Then we need to do some sort of like reverse engineering to understand exactly what value the metaverse or maybe the blockchain is bringing on the table, right? When I say that, for example, like when we think of blockchain, then we do the reverse engineering, like where in which application blockchain is required. So for example, trustless, when you have to, transfer that trust, take the trust to the machines, and from a centralized authority to a decentralized authority, that's where you can apply the blockchain. And in the same scenario, when you have to, empower your end users, like, and provide more realistic virtual experiences, right? For example, gone are the days when will be the days when the people will be shopping in a very flat, 2D kind of like a single D kind of like image, looking at the images and buying the stuff. But when you think of like a metaverse kind of experience, then the companies who take the lead and into the user experience, which has always been the major, I would say the very important aspect, like behind the success of any application, the user experience, right? So that's where the the metaverse come into play, in my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is Govind. If given a chance, I want to speak for 60 seconds.
Sure. Can we please keep it towards the end of the session?
Sure thing. I'll have a call at 8. So if you can do it before 8, yeah.
Okay. Let us quickly summarize the third section, and then we will enter into the audience questioning, and then you may come up with your question. Govind, is it fine?
Sure thing. Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Navdeep and Vikram, for sharing your thoughts on the first couple of sections. Let us now enter into the third section of this session. Like, what is the scope of software? What is the scope for software and hardware IT companies to adopt these technologies and to revolutionize the businesses? So I would like to ask an open question to both of you. Like, would you like to explain what is enterprise metaverse and how is it supposed to revolutionize businesses in the future, both in hardware as well as in software segment?
So I take first. In the best use case till date I'm able to figure out is metaverse is in predictive analytics. When you are enabling remotely management of wind turbines and machines which you are going to manage remotely, and you are able to figure out where is the fault. So that's where I think the metaverse will be going to solve a big major problem in enterprise metaverse, mixing digital twin, extended reality with metaverse. They're going to be playing a big role for predictive maintenance of the systems like wind turbines, aeroplanes, or machines. So you don't have to train the people. So today I have to train, if some fault comes, I have to train somebody to do that. But when you have a metaverse, you're able to show them, here here is the problem, you have to solve this. So that is where I think metaverse is going to play good. Education, like today, what the badges and other people, the future will be, I able to know how MC square really works, and how differential equation is going to work. Right. So there, I think these two cases, I'm betting more.
So Vikram, would you like to add something to it, what Navdeep has just said?
Yeah, I agree with Navdeep. Yeah, so like, I'm kind of like putting my bet on this, like, the communication part, like the online communications and the virtual meetings. That's where we will see a lot of stuff happening, in this domain. So yeah, that's my kind of like take on this.
Yeah, gaming is like, because I don't work in gaming, and so the gaming Apple Arcade is going to big. How Apple is going to play a bigger role, because they bought 41 companies in last 2 years around this gaming space, and how they're going to play in a bigger role, that is the most interesting aspect on a gaming side.
And yeah, Facebook also, invested $1 billion in the last 6-7 years, buying companies related to AR, VR kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So,
and like, how do we see these technologies revolutionizing cross-border B2B transactions over the next few years?
So the major will be the tail end. I think the tail end will be going to play a bigger role, and the locations, because now we are into hybrid or that model. I think East Europe is the kingmaker of the world. Because on that part, I don't see anybody saying that in India, blah, blah, blah. But if you talked about design, if you talked about product design, I think these countries, East Europe will be going to play a bigger role into this world, in gaming, in Metaverse space, because they have cultural around that design. They have a strong, but on the India side, that I'm very happy that my today my kid in 6th, they are learning design thinking, AWS AI build.
Wonderful.
Now the kids, because the solution will be built by kids on Metaverse. I'm not. I always think, what will I can do in blockchain or Metaverse? My mind will never work. No, I'm not able to think. But maybe people will, a new kid or 12-year or 13-year will be building something on Metaverse. We don't even think of it. So that's where they will play the role. And IT companies, I just want to be, IT companies should focus more on exploring the things on that front. That's the future. But you need 10 to 15 years to make things realistic. And the companies who are focusing more on chip design, I again hope so Mohali is come back to their basics where they left electronic design or semiconductor design. The role is of the chip. Who makes good chip? That solution will be that guy.
Thank you, Navdeep. So, Anjum, if you allow, we may ask a couple of more questions to the speakers, or shall we open the thread for the audience to ask their questions?
So, so we can open the thread for the audience also to ask questions.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
I think Govind had a question, and he had.
No, I don't have a question, but I want to add. So
Sure.
I'll give you just a quick background. I run a game development company out of Mohali that is called Game App Studio. We are also building a product on the Metaverse. Now, talking about the decentralized, blockchain and the technologies that we are trying to discuss today. First of all, I'll give you a context. It's not totally decentralized, but what I mean by that is the tokenomics of this is, first of all, these companies sometimes are VC funded. So when this is VC funded, a lot of votes are with the VCs. The second time is the tokenomics is also with some people, like in case you talk about a DAO. In DAO, the majority of the stake is with some limited people. So this is not totally decentralized. It may be decentralized, it may become in the coming years, but right now it's not. So decentralization has a lot of way to go. Second point.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Second point is where we are with Metaverse right now is where we were with cars like 50 years back. Okay, and it won't take 50 years to come to this speed, but it may take 10 years. But yes, the technology is very new. Sometimes there's rug pull and everything else, right? So I guess it's just evolving. And then also talking about the Metaverse, what could be solved if this is Web3. If we talk about Web 2, the solutions built on Web 2 can be, solved through Web 2 only, but Web 3 will solve different real world problems. So I guess some of the governments in India are also solving, like putting a lot of things on blockchain. Blockchain is a different whole ball game than, cryptocurrencies are a different thing built on the blockchain. And some of the blockchains even, they face solutions like Ethereum blockchain is very, very expensive. So if you mint an NFT out of it, there's huge gas fees. And also not a lot of, social media, big social media platforms can be built. Yeah. Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah. So not a lot of things could be done at this point. So, but what will happen is new blockchains are coming. Somebody talked about Axie Infinity. It's the game that is using, NFTs and is making a lot of money out of it. But Axie Infinity just now switched their blockchain. So new technologies will come. The current technologies are not solving the problems, but it will only evolve from here. So that's my limited point. And thank you so much.
Absolutely great to know your point of view as well, Govind. We should have had you as a speaker as well, maybe in the next session. So so far we have been inviting a lot of questions from Mr. Vikram and Mr. Navdeep ji. So do we have any questions from the audience? Please feel free to ask your questions to the speakers. Else I may have a couple of more questions for the speakers. Any specific questions from the audience? Anjum, would you like to urge the audience to share some of the questions?
So in case you have any question, you can put it in the chat box, or you can just I think it's such a small, it's a cozy group, so you can just ask.
I personally think that 1 hour session is too short for to talk about these emerging technologies, blockchain and Metaverse, because there's a lot to talk about these technologies and their future aspects.
Yeah, hello, Advait. This is Dr. Ashish Sani from IIT Ropar. It was very interesting hearing about these ideas. In fact, I am also working on some of the VR technologies. So one of the things which is quite apparent is that the hardware itself is picking up pace, in the sense like we are still not there in terms of like the laptops or computers which you have, which are completely Web 2 compliant. So if we see Metaverse, the requirement of having a complete 3D immersive experience, there are many challenges around them, and how much time, and I feel like Facebook might be working on these things underground, because they had acquired Oculus a few years back. And so we don't know how much forward they have moved in technology in this direction. And I would like to know from the speakers if they have any indication of how the technology in that direction will move.
So on the hardware side, I think at the present, the most advanced is Apple. If you heard about their M1 architecture design.
From the VR headset side, not from
no. They
They
are coming into their headsets also. So now they tested with AirPod. They are testing with their other systems how they are performing. And now that the next target is how their M1 chip design suits to the VR devices. And
another thing about the immersive experiences, right now the visual field is getting immersed, but in the future, I feel like there was this movie Ready Player One, if you see. So in that, the whole body itself getting immersed into the metaverse, where you would have kind of haptic things on your body, which will make you feel as if you are within the whole environment, and that might come up in some years, I feel.
So for when I am saying whatever you say that a metaverse solution, you need an AI model. On the core on top of chip, there will be an AI who doing that thing. At present, the models running on edge, they have a latency. They are not able to deliver the solution on that. When on the processor, if they are able to make a processor a bigger size, which saves the model, and then from that model they are able to serve. That is going to kill the market. That's why whenever you in an M1, they are saying GPU design. They are putting, you people are here. Earlier people are talking on CPU, their GPU. They moved to GPU to 32, 64-bit. So when we are talking on metaverse, there is no one. You can't say this is one thing. You need 5G connection. You need chip design. You need that processing. You need machine learning models who able to work on that.
Apart from that, what I was indicating is that even the optics is evolving, and right now the 3D depth perception, the way we are achieving it by phase shifting both views on two eyes, that's a preliminary way of actually creating depth. And some people actually get headaches if they use VR headset for a long time. Because of that, we have not yet completely cracked that problem on the hardware side.
No, hardware, there's a privacy issue also on VR. So because they will need the data from your eyes, how you are observing, and when they scan your retina, they will use. That's why the Facebook metaverse is not the same metaverse which other Apple or other people are going to use into the life. So the Facebook metaverse is about how you think, how you experience. From there, they will be going to play the game of their ads or all that stuff. So that is where the things are different.
Okay. Thank you.
So I think Mr. Vikas Rai Chauhan has raised his hand. Sir.
Yeah, so good evening, guys. So just a quick pointer. I just thought I'll just pick some brains on. So I was more interested in the B2B marketing space, and I was looking at pointers that can be there for let's say a company which is starting in B2B marketing as such. So what are the things that needs to be as a basic checklist or basic hygiene to be put in place from the day one, so that at least scaling up is not an issue? Thanks.
So the first thing is you define your industry. Either you are a B2B marketing for a tech company, or in tech, you are a B2B marketing for an IT service company. You are a B2B marketing for...
So actually, we're looking at developing a solution and looking at a B2B alliances, the product to be sold to businesses. So when you are selling to businesses, B2B marketing, what are the pointers when you are setting up a company which is serving other businesses?
No, so when you are saying that you are building a B2B product, okay,
exactly.
So you're building a B2B product, then the thing is simple. You define your the target audience, and when you are defining the content on for that segment, what they actually need is your content should be at least cover their needs, their interests, their challenges, and you should give them a high quality content in terms of visuals, so that whenever they have a problem, they type something on a Google, they recognize your website. Okay, I have to read from it. Now you can't say you are coming on first 3 pages or first page, the user will come to you. User will get authenticated. Okay, this guy write always in depth or high quality content, so that they come back again. So that is where, when you are building a B2B product, targeting B2B space, my only checklist is understand your customer, buyer group. Do not target that, okay, CEO will be going, there will be 6 to 8 people. So you have to define your content addressing them, and then you continue, and you should be consistent, a regular on the social media. I think for a B2B, if you are targeting, the Twitter will be the best. Twitter will be the best place. Twitter lists is the best space now. And the Twitter list, you get an automated messaging also these days. You can use that feature in a good way. So that, and then for a B2B product, G2 is good than any research analyst or anything. So you target, you should be good on G2. That's what I can say that.
Thank you, Navdeep, for sharing your inputs. Any more questions from the audience?
So in the meantime, you had some question to ask. So till the time, yeah.
Like many companies may be curious about how or why they should step into these technologies like blockchain and metaverse. So Vikram and Navdeep, would you like to briefly share your views on like what mechanism should be adopted by the companies to solve a potential business problem through blockchain and metaverse?
Maybe I can take this up. Everything starts, first thing first over here is everything starts from your belief. Like, do you believe in the technology? Because every technology has a, kind of like a timeline to grow, right? So it has its own natural process. So for example, when the internet came in, what kind of like a speed we were getting? Did we ever imagine that we can have a video transfer over the, the internet? Then you have these browsers, like how they have evolved, right? The third-party plugins and everything like that. So similarly, blockchain is also in an evolving phase as well. So there are multiple, I would say, successful applications as well, but there are some limitations as well. So you need to understand, those limitations as well as at the same time the plus point as well. So limitation-wise, like the biggest limitation, if you look at the blockchain, is the scalability challenges, right? So which is very, very important to understand, right? So if you are kind of like trying to get into a solution, or maybe kind of like adopting a technology, or maybe trying to suggest one of your client, or maybe ponder over like what can be done using this technology for that particular client, right? So we need to understand the scale of the application as well. So blockchain layer 1, has passed. Now the layer 2 solution are coming up, So first I would say start from the belief. You first understand the technology as well as and its plus and minus, and do need to believe that it is into the evolution phase, and you will keep adopting kind of like scaling up as well, in terms of not only in the knowledge domain but also in the skill set. You have to keep acquiring those things. For example, working in a kind of like maybe layer 1 solution, Ethereum is different from what you have to learn, if you have to work in a Solana kind of a blockchain. So I'm talking about the public because that's our domain, right? So again, so challenges are there, but you have to believe in them. That's what my take on.
Another question I have is, how do you think as the blockchain technology evolves, there are a couple of things which comes to my mind. One is, how will governments interact with this thing, and how will they react to it in the long term? As we have already seen, they have been cracking down on some of these, or they are actually planning to crack down on some of them. And second one is, for example, blockchain-based agreements. If we are looking at an NFT-based agreement or something like that, when I make an agreement on a stamp paper with you, say, so there is police and court in the real world who can actually enforce it. But if we make an NFT-based agreement, so how do you think, if there is no Facebook or there is no controlling company under which all these NFTs are there. And as I understand, you also said that people can trade NFTs from one platform to another freely. So how do you anticipate that these things might evolve? And
very good question. I would say, see, what I believe, like it has a long way to go actually for NFTs to make into like, government, because they are still going through their phase of like bringing the right use cases, in a private, using the private blockchain, like for the land reports. The Mktg is doing a lot of stuff on that. So government is always welcoming to the private things, private blockchain, I would say, the basic concept behind the blockchain. And at the same time, in order for them to kind of like, regulate or maybe bring an acceptance to the crypto stuff, like, so NFT, like we are just talking about the tokens and cryptos only. So it is very important, to regulate, and nobody can predict which way they're going to go, right? So everyone is kind of
unless they recognize NFTs. For example, we make a land agreement on NFT, and you sell the land, something of that sort. Unless police and judiciary system recognizes that NFT, it is useless in the real world. Unless there is the whole NFT is bought on the VR world or in the virtual world, and the controlling company like Facebook has their own judicial system in the VR world or in the metaverse, and they control, they manage it.
No, I think the that's called the traces. So the new whenever whatever the solution we adopt. So when we are talking about blockchain or anything, there are a few things which are with crypto and few with our enterprise solution, or you can say enterprise applications, maybe it in government or other things. So there will be already a audit and trace layer. So which trace everything, whatever you are doing, it will be traced. And how
blockchain is completely transparent, and I am quite sure about it that if they go on blockchain, it is much better than we doing agreements on stamp papers.
No, sir.
Yeah,
there will be a compliance and an audit.
Yeah.
So you can't
NFTs.
You are not able to say that, okay, I have 3 weeks back I was in Dubai. They have a 5% tax, and they all went digital. They adopt their financial department, adopt the blockchain solution.
Yeah.
But somebody asked from their compliance team, I want to check whether everybody is cutting 5% VAT or not. How I will check? You are saying that, okay, you have a blockchain, okay, but I want to see. And how I will search and on check whether the POC at Great Emirat Mall, the guy bought some coffee or something, the 5% VAT deducted or not.
Yeah.
So there will be a parallel compliance and audit traces and their compliance and system. So same applied to today's machine learning and AI algorithms. So everything works in a box, but nobody will going to trust that. So they need a separate enterprise AI governance. So the responsible AI framework came. Same way the blockchain responsible framework will come. So if everything happening, there will be parallel mechanism for governance, compliance, and audit. So that the government can manage it, or any company can manage it. Okay, some transaction happened, it is happened rightly or not. So that way the things will be there. So that if anybody like I discussing the opportunities. If any IT company or anybody want to work on a compliance and an audit, the major challenge in the world will be compliance and audit. So if you want to build a solution or something on that part, how somebody can get compliant, how somebody can get audited, how you can trace the things or trace the transactions, and you do the reconciliations of the transaction. That platform itself is a good thing in a big market, so that you can adopt that way also.
Yeah.
Just adding on to that, so in my opinion, so again, a very private one, so in my opinion, so the real, application of blockchain will only happen, I would say, when the money becomes programmable. So I would say whatever you call it, whether digital currency or cryptocurrency, right? So they are the fuel of the blockchain, I would say. So I cannot imagine any agreement happening on the blockchain without a digital currency in between, where a trustless application can be envisioned. So when we started in the this domain like 5-6 years back, so not only we believed in the the technology behind the currency, cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, but what we believe into that as well, that when we can imagine a real paperless world, like when the governments have their own CBDCs in circulation, then the real innovation will happen, I would say. So when the money becomes programmable, we can leverage the real, not only the decentralization part, but I would say every aspect of blockchain, the immutability part, the provenance part. So that's my personal belief.
Only programmable in the cryptocurrencies, right?
That is right now in the crypto form, which the government doesn't like, and they are right as well, because it's so anonymous. So
even what I understand is Facebook was trying to come up with their own crypto earlier, which was then blocked by US Congress. And probably the plan was that they wanted that crypto to run in Metaverse.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Like the biggest roadblock is like either government to regulate or come up with their own currency. So that's where the actual, I would say, the revolution will start happening within these two industries. Yeah. Sorry. Wait.
I think Facebook decided to launch crypto in the name of Libra, but they could not say at the same time. Data leakage matter was on high peak, and that's why Facebook had to cancel their plans to launch Libra as a crypto. So otherwise, yes, they were also
Facebook. Whatever they will do, the parallel VC is sitting there to counter it, and the game of big player is that they will not allow anything Facebook to do now. Whatever they, because Apple last week, Apple CEO told that okay, whatever the metaverse Facebook is going to do, we will not go to do that. And without hardware, again, the hardware is the game.
Absolutely. So, any more questions from the audience? I think there's no further questions from the audience. Shall we call it the end of the session then?
Yes. So it was a wonderful session.
Thank you, guys.
I think we don't have any more questions. Do we have any more?
I would personally like to thank Mr. Navdeep and Mr. Vikram for being there in this session to share their valuable thoughts and knowledge on the emerging technologies, blockchain and metaverse. I really enjoyed the session. There was a lot of learning involved, and I hope the same for the audience as well. I just hope that we should have more such sessions, because 1 hour was a pretty short time to talk about these emerging technologies.